introduce that conversation.
This is Seneca County Sheriff Jim Roberts reporting on the snow emergency in the county. We are in a severe emergency in the rural areas. There are still quite a few residences without electricity, without heat. We are urging people to stay off the highways. We are ordering them to stay off the highways. The highways are not open. They are not open. We are trying to get highways open so we can get emergency crews through to get the people. We have been tied up getting people in that have suffered heart attacks, having babies. We know that you are uncomfortable in some situations. We will get to you as soon as possible. If you are without heat, call the Sheriff's Department at 447-3456. We will put you on our list, and we will get to you as soon as possible. I cannot guarantee you when we will get to you, but we will get to you as soon as possible. Do not try to venture out on your own on the highways. Call us. We will get emergency crews through to you as soon as possible. We have already had at least one storm-related death in the rural areas of the county. We hope we will not have any more. So I cannot urge enough for you to stay in your homes, even if you are without heat. There is a very good chance you will not freeze to death in your own home. Cover up with blankets. Try to stay as warm as possible, but do not venture out. Repeating, do not venture out. Do not drive your private cars on the highways. I cannot emphasize that enough. Call us if you are without heat. We will try to get help to you to get you into an emergency shelter. This has been Seneca County Sheriff Jim Roberts with
unusual circumstances haven't brought you to our microphone this time.
I think we could find better situations to be in.
Absolutely. Let's back up to early Thursday morning. The storm started hitting this area, although there's been reports, but where the weather had been Wednesday was pretty nice. We got a little snow, a little rain, a little sleet, but then it had stopped and it had melted down and it got kind of slushy, and that was about it. We got reports that there was snow over in Findlay, but it never arrived here. It apparently went straight north or something. And even though there were reports of high winds, maybe possibility of blowing snow conditions moving into the area, I think a lot of people just thought, well, you know, look at the weather we've already had for Wednesday. And then Thursday morning, about, 4:30, the blizzard starts moving in. What happened then?
Well, it seems like a long time ago now. We've been working around the clock. That seems like quite a few days ago.
Seems like a few nightmares around.
That's for sure. We did have a little advance warning, as you say. We put out a special alert to our city employees and some of the departments on Wednesday evening. We did have a very bad weather forecast, and we were listening to some of the activity in Indiana and so on, and they were putting up blizzard warnings there and wasn't moving this direction. So we had some forewarning and we were able to make some preparations, but it moved in a little quicker and obviously much worse condition than we expected. Starting about 3:30, 4 o'clock Thursday morning, because the visibility dropped practically to zero and stopped what crews we did have out. We had plow trucks operating in the city, and they had to stop right where they were and just wait until it got light. They couldn't see to move even a foot. All vehicles were stranded right where they were at the moment. By Thursday morning, though, when it got light, they were able to move somewhat, but throughout the day, it was just a touch-and-go situation to get anywhere. We weren't trying to open streets or anything. We spent the whole day just making emergency runs until the wind finally began to die off a little bit yesterday, and we could begin to get some semblance of order into what was happening. We've made quite a bit of progress, all things considered to this point. There's still an awful lot of work to do. Maybe we can run down a few odds and ends of things, fill you in as best I can on snow removal. That's probably what's on everyone's mind. We have continued the snow emergency in effect today, and it will continue tomorrow also. In doing this, we're banning all non-essential travel in the city and asking all non-essential businesses and industries to remain closed. That will continue all day Sunday. In doing this, a few people have asked, now that we're getting the streets open, why that's necessary. It's very important to us that we not have traffic getting in our way as we're making so many emergency runs and trying to do snow removal operations in the city. The streets, currently, the situation is that the main streets are all open. A majority of the side streets are at least passable, but there are still quite a few side streets that are not open. Our objective at this point is to get all streets passable for at least for emergency vehicles by the end of today. We're not sure we can accomplish that, but we think we can at this point, depending on what all happens. It's currently snowing rather well right now, and we are expecting some more snow, although the forecasts aren't specific on that. That's not going to help us, but after what we've gone through, I don't think it could hurt us too much. No. We're doing what we can. We started out, made special arrangements during the night. I'm losing my sense of time, but anyhow, we made arrangements at some time during all this to hire special equipment from all the contractors in the area. As it turned out, though, Ohio Power had more urgent need for that, and they asked permission to have all that equipment released to them, and we did. There was more urgent needs out in the county. So we did lose all the equipment we had lined up, although we're now getting some of it back as Power Company no longer needs it.
So that's why you were kind of slowed down yesterday, is because so much of that had to be committed to Ohio Power.
Right.
All them out
the drifts that we have on side streets in town now cannot be handled by any city equipment. We don't have anything big enough that can go through some of the areas. So we have to rely on this contractor equipment. What they're using is front loaders to just pick the snow from buckets and move it off to the side. That's really the only thing that can do it for us. So we do have contractor equipment back today, and they're working right now, trying to open as many side streets as possible. We're checking them off and maintaining maps so we'll know what's open and what isn't. We're considering them passable if there's just one lane right through the middle of the drifts. That's considered passable at this point, so at least a fire truck or ambulance could make it. We are suggesting strongly that people not bother trying to plow out their driveways out near the street, because on all these streets we're still going to have to do plowing to get that snow back further to try and widen the path. And there's just no way in the world we can avoid plowing those driveways shut completely again. If they really have to get out and they're planning on having to get out, it's up to them, but they should do it with the forewarning that they're going to get plowed in again. There's just no way in the world we could avoid that.
What about cars that are parked on the streets? Are they going to be in trouble, having to have the cars towed away if they're just parked along the curb?
The ones that are parked along the curb in residential areas are being plowed under, unfortunately, and again, there's just no other choice. The snow has been plowed up right around them.
But they won't be in trouble as far as towed away?
No, they'll just be left there until the people either somehow manage to dig them out or the summer gets to them. The spring thaw might set in before they ever get some of those dug out again.
That seems like a long ways off, though.
We did see some people sometime during the night last night that have been working hard at it, and they've actually dug their cars out from those drifts. It can be done, but it's going to be quite a chore. I might mention to them, it's not going to do much good to show all that snow back into the street, because once again, the